Easy, I'm gonna bring him in right now.
Sounds
John
like a plan.
Jeremy. John, what up,
Ladies
man?
and
You're on the two Darbarians in Long Island show.
Yo, what's going on, everyone?
What's going on, John? How you been, brother?
Hi.
Oh, man. You know what? Life shouldn't be this good. That's how good everything is.
That's awesome, dude. That is awesome.
Yeah, man.
No, I was going to say, we got girls that call into this show and threaten to jump off of bridges because they hate their lives. It's a positive thing when someone calls in and says, life is good.
Yeah. Right?
I definitely sometimes feel like I don't deserve all this really good stuff that just happened. But, you know, it is what it is, man. I love it.
Out of everybody that I have worked with throughout pretty much my entire music career, John has always been someone who's been in the grind, always hustling, always, you know, really pushing the envelope. And you put the work in, so the fact that right now you're sitting back and you're enjoying your EP, Sober Art, you can feel like you don't deserve all of the accolades you're getting, but, yo, you've been fighting for a long time.
That means a lot, man. I know everybody like is in the grind, and we're all trying, you know, we all try our very best, and whatever happens, it's all great, you know, we don't, you know,
Right.
Nobody really has to, like, listen to us or any, you know, pay attention or do anything, and the fact that they actually do, and they, not even that, on top of that, appreciate it and, like, look for it and reach out and all this stuff, like, that's like an amazing thing, which, like, I know a lot of people that do try really hard, and it is a struggle. I see it all the time. It's a struggle.
Absolutely.
You know?
We actually played some of your old music on this show a year ago. I don't know if you remember or not, but when this show was in its infancy, we had a tournament where Buzz picked like 15 different acts that he knew from the Long Island, New York area, and you got to the semifinals of that tournament. And that is, I mean, I know you have a name where you are, but most of the show was, at the time, was Philadelphia, who may not have known who John Jeremy was, you know, but you still got to the semifinals. You know what I mean? You were in the top three, if I remember correctly. And the guy that ended up winning was the guy that got, you know, get to the finals against you, and you guys were neck and neck. And I can't remember what this song was that we played of yours back then, but I do remember we played it like for about maybe 2 months in a row. I can look it up and find out what it was, but this was about a year ago. And I think you were calling yourself like the Nerd Rapper or something like that. Is that am I saying that right? Because this is a while ago.
Yeah, man.
It might have been the Pokemon Go song.
No.
No, I don't think it was the Pokemon. I don't remember Pokemon being involved. You know what? I can find it out. I got it in my folder on my computer here. I'll find it out. But it was a good song. You know, I don't remember what exactly it was called, but I was a big fan of it. And I got a hold of a few of your tracks through Buzz. Sent me, I think, 2 or 3 of your tracks, and I listened to them. And I think we connected through the Facebook at that time, but I don't think we ever actually talked. But I was a fan. Yeah, I was a fan of your work a year ago, and I'm interested to hear what you got going on now, a year later. And happy to have you actually on the show now. It's pretty cool. A year later, you know what I mean? It's just unbelievable how the paths cross, I guess you could say.
No, of course. I want to give a big shout out to Buzz, though, for, like, you know, hooking that up. Buzz always showed so much love, and he was putting out some movies and stuff now lately, and I was watching some of that, and a really good guy, Buzz. Buzz has always been really good to me and a lot of people that I know, so he, you know, shout out to him, you know, for definitely hooking that up, you know.
I think he's on still, unless Tem is beating him right now. I believe he's still on the line. Buzz, you still there?
Hell yeah.
Nah, he's getting beaten.
Nah, she's getting beaten.
Yeah. Tema beats him about 3 to 4 times per show. Yeah, he's being beaten.
Buzz.
It's okay, Buzz.
It's all right. You come back whenever you're done. You know, whenever you're done getting punched in the face for doing something wrong in the kitchen, you come back on the show and talk to your boy John, because he's the one.
I think he's.
Well, John, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about this new EP? Because, like I said, man, I picked it up today, and I've been listening. I've listened to it now probably like 3 or 4 times, and it really is. It tells this incredible story with a point of view that not a lot of people really know. So I want to give you the opportunity to tell all of our listeners, and also tell them, you know, where they can get the wonderful things.
Yeah. I'll try to keep it really quick and not get too wordy. But, you know, I was really into this hip-hop scene. I've always been into the hip-hop scene, and I was really into it back in the day. And I have to say around, like, 2009, 2010 is when I put out my last EP. And I was networking hardcore, like, you know, talking to, I don't know if you guys know Mac Lethal, but he was really big into, like, you know, he's a really good guy, and, like, you know, we were talking back and forth, and, like, you know, we had done a song together, and I was telling him I want to do a music video. He's like, dude, come out to Kansas, I'll shoot the music video.
Mac Lethal's a big name right now. Kidding me?
Yeah,
that guy,
yeah.
He got popular by doing, like, one of the fastest wordplay on a hip hop song on YouTube. He blew up, and that was a few years ago. And now you see him putting stuff out where he'll rap in like 45 different styles in like 90 seconds or something. It's like ridiculous. That guy's an animal.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, he's unbelievable. Yeah. He's unbelievable. You know, when I was talking to him, really great guy, man. Really nice. But at that time, I was like very into. You know, I wasn't in a good place. You know, I was very deep into, like, you know, just getting really messed up all the time. So, like, you know, I was like, I don't have money to go to Kansas. I don't know what this guy's talking about. But, like, even though, like, you know, I was messed up, I was still just always, you know, in New York City, and I was, like, networking and, you know, was meeting people. And, you know, Soul Khan, who is, you know, he retired from battle rap already, but he was in when they were doing grind time and stuff like that. I was networking and met him, you know, through the battle scenes. Like, you know, I used to go to the battles a lot when they had grind time battles. You remember grind time?
I remember.
On YouTube? Back in like 2007, 8, or 9, you might see me in the background with my book bag. Like, I really loved, you know, I really just loved being around that, you know, the atmosphere. And I got to, like, actually go to Soul Khan's house, be in like 2 music videos with him. And actually, one of his friends is actually from my area. James, J57, he actually works with DJ Premier on Sirius Satellite Radio. So J57 is a real good friend of mine, really great guy. Shout out to J57 and Soul Khan. So, like, I mean, I was really doing all that stuff, and I just kind of, like, you know, at that time, I just really got lost in all that. So when I did Sober Art, it wasn't intended to be what it was. So whatever you hear in Sober Art was actually, I had a bunch of other songs. All the songs got cut because they just weren't meshing well for me. They weren't working well. Not that I'm a super perfectionist, but I wanted to just kind of mesh a little better. If something can be better, I'll make it better.
You were in a different chapter of your life, I'm guessing, right? A lot of this was different. Right.
Yeah. At that time, without a doubt, man. You know, my thinking and my things like that, like, you know, hindered it really. And I see it a lot of times. Like, you see a lot of times where, like, you know, an artist could be a lot more better, but like, you know, because of the things that it hinders them a lot. You know, depending on whatever it could be. You know, things going on in their life. Actually, one of my boys, Louis V, the poet. I don't know if he's listening, but like, he was telling me that. One of the people, like, from the Diplomats, I don't know if it's like what's his name? I don't know, you know, like Cameron's crew. One of those dudes was putting together a foundation.
We actually have some Jules Santana to talk about later on in the show. So funny.
One of those. One of those dudes is putting together a foundation for it's like something about like broken dreams or dreams that weren't made, something like that, where like people, like, for example, let's say for myself, like, you know, let's say that I got into drugs and alcohol and I got lost for like a decade. Like, you know, they'll help me or something like that. Or people that had like losses, let's say, like, you know, you had lost in a family and you had to take care of the family and you couldn't pursue a dream.
Right.
You know?
You lost time.
Yeah, like lost
life.
time. Like people, because they struggled so much and they're doing something like that, which I think is cool because a lot of people, you know, we have dreams and we get lost.
Some of the best people in all professions will never be known because of loss. Some of the best basketball players, some of the best hip-hop artists, some of the best every single type of thing in the world. Someone will lose an opportunity, and they're better than there's someone better than LeBron James out there that never got an opportunity because of life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the way it is. So I like that. I'd like to learn more about that, and man, if there's a way to I don't know, help that project along out, let me know, because that happens to a lot of us, including me. You know what I mean? I'm not innocent of that either. You know?
Yeah, no, of course. All of us are trying our best, but, like, you know, like sometimes some big issues come in the way. Like, for myself personally, like I saw, like I lost my father like 13 months ago, and that for me was like I came off of like a tour, and
that was right when we did. That was right when we did the tournament. That was right around the time we did the tournament, because I remember seeing, bro, we just added each other, and I saw you posted a picture up back then. And I did not say anything because I did not know you, and I didn't want to strike a nerve, because that would be disrespectful. So I kept quiet, but I do remember seeing that, and I am sorry for your loss now that I'm actually talking to you.
Oh, yeah, no, of course, thanks. I really appreciate it. And what happened was, even then, even like recently, I found out that like a year went by, you know, so fast without working on music or doing anything. And like I tell people, like, you know, I used to host an open mic up until about a month or two ago, for the Muse. Shout out to the Muse. All the guys down there, man, they're just a collective of artists. So I'm always in there with these guys, listening to new people. Always like, I love like just being around the shows and people that are just doing this all the time, as much as I can, because of course we all have lives outside of this. And like, you know, he said, you know, you don't have to do anything right now. He, you know, the host, Pete MC Squared, he would say, come up here and just talk. And I said, okay, cool. So like I went up there, and I remember I was like, dude, like out of nowhere, like I slipped into some sort of, I think it was like a depression or something without even knowing it. Like, you know, it's always like, I'm going to put it off. I'm going to do it later. I'm going to do it next week. I'm going to do whatever.
That sounds like all depression. Absolutely.
Yeah, and a year later, you're like, I didn't do anything, and nothing got accomplished. Like, you know, all this stuff happened there, and I was like, you know what? It's all good. You know, I can just start from where I'm at. The best part about it is that you can start from where you're at, anywhere at any time. Like right now, anybody listening that think that they lost, like, you know, 5, 6, 10, 20 years, hey, dude, all right, cool, you lost it. Let's go ahead. Let's dust ourselves off. Let's get in there, and let's do it, because, you know what, at the end of the day, you don't want to look back and say, hey, at least I didn't try. You know?
Exactly.
Absolutely. Great. That's a great. That's a great message right there. Chris, do you remember John from the tournament? I know you didn't really know.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you do. You remember you don't remember the name of the song that we played at his, do you? I know it's like forever ago. But we're gonna find it out, John. I'm gonna hit you up off the air and say this was the song. I remember I love that freaking song, and I can't remember. It's like bothering me now. Now that you're telling me this was at that time frame where he stopped, you know, now I really want to know what the song was. But now I'm like, I'm curious, I guess.
And he has this song where it has the sample of Randy Newman, Short People. And he has this whole song going off, you know, about how it sucks to be vertically challenged. But what John didn't realize was in the audience, there was a little person who bugged out. She just started throwing her hands up. She's like, he's singing my song. It was the coolest experience I've had in a long time. Like, it was just so fun. And it was just amazing to watch that, you know, here he is, you know,
John,
making light of something that...
Did you purposely have him show up and nobody knew he was going to be there?
There was no plan.
I think you're going to end that story with, like, she got offended, and I would have not.
No, dude, she was feeling it, bro. She was happy because you actually got it. And this is what's also incredible about sober art is John's talking about some really serious topics, but he does it with this light and this humor, and without being preachy and without, you know, judgment. He, you know, even in he's got one of his songs, Sober as Fuck, where he's literally talking to people who are at a party getting fucked up, and he's like, hey, dude, stop spitting on me. Why is your girl leaning on me? But it's cool, man. You need a designated driver. I'll take you home. You know, just don't pass that towards me. And I think that is just something that I don't know if you do it naturally, John, or it's something that you've had to work at, but you don't hear that in music anymore, where you can talk about these incredible topics, but do it with light so that, you know, you get to shine it through. And I just want to commend you for that, man.
Oh, man, thanks. I really appreciate it. That song actually got the most love when I asked people about the early reviews, the people that were buying the physical copies, and a lot of people had told me that was their favorite song. Some people, you know, shout out to my friend John Gill, who also got the CD, and buddy Cody and Brian, and they were like, some people were like, oh, I can't even get past that song because I love the way it bumps, and I was just like, when I wrote that song, when I write also, like, it's, definitely, you're talking about the levity of it, the, like,
right.
all right, like the worldliness of it. It's just like, I don't know. It depends on, like, the people that I like to listen to, and the people, like I said, like, for example, like, I would do a song with Mac Lethal because I respect Mac Lethal, or I did a song with Louis Logic because I like the way they rap and how they
right.
have that kind of, like that poignant rap of, like, it's serious, but, like, in a way where, like, it's consumable for me. I don't
right.
feel like turned away by it. Like he said, like, kind of preachy, like, putting it in a way that, like, I'm not, like, especially with that song, that had to be a subject that was kind of like, how can I do a song that, like, I'm sober, but, like, I'm not trying to tell you to be sober. No,
right.
If anything, you could do what you want. I'm just like, I'm doing I'm doing me, and you do you, and let's live in a happy little world where we each just live our own lives. So that's
right.
kind of like, that's how.
John,
and that's, I do have to think about it.
I got a question. I got a question.
Yeah.
I really want to ask him. You said you stopped for about you were out of the game for a whole year around the bouts, right? You said that. When you got back into it, and whatever caused you to do it that's what it was. But when you did, after that amount of time, you were saying something earlier along the lines of start from where you're at. Were you worried about, like, rust? You know what I mean? Like, not, since you've been out of it for a while? Or was this something where shit was building up into you, and when it was finally time to let loose, you let loose, and you made magic because it had been so long? Was it more of a rust and you had to get back into the swing, or were you, like building up, and then boom, you just exploded and just come up with something, incredible? What would you say?
Yeah. No, man, like, I feel like I get rusty if I don't do it for, like, a month or a week or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I don't know. I want other, like, if there's other rappers, like, listening, and I know you rap, so, I know that maybe if it's with you, but, like, when I'm into the writing mode, I find it very hard to get back to the freestyle mode. And if I'm in the freestyle mode, I find it very hard to get back into the writing mode. For some reason, like, my balance between both are kind of, like, a little off. They're a little different, but, like, I feel like I get rusty just in general if I don't, like, continue to, like, write and do my stuff, and, like, the passion.
No, I feel the same.
That was inside of it. Yeah, the passion that was inside of it was, to be honest, I don't know how it came about, because it came out so awesome that all the songs were new. I had a whole slew of songs that, like, this song that sounds very similar to Sober as Fuck had nothing to do with it, but it had the same type of, like, a bouncy beat, whatever. It was loud. It had, like, punchlines. It did its thing. But I just said, I don't want two songs on this EP that sound so similar. Like, I want this EP to be its own thing, like, where it doesn't have to be so dramatically the same or distant, because, like, I just listened to, like, Tech Nine just dropped last week. He just dropped a new album.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys saw that. That new album. I got a chance to listen to it.
I'm not the biggest fan of it. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I like that it tried to go different, but I don't know. That's he's got a lot of mixed reviews from a lot of different people. Like, I see the wisdom in it, but I just don't know if I like it compared to other ones where he was more in his comfort zone, I guess.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like to me it sounds like two different albums put together. It sounds like half of the beginning of the album sounds like a completely different album from the second part of it. Because not only I love hip hop, like, I love listening. I'll listen. I want to listen. Like, people have, like, people. The most of the times that I listen to stuff is they send it to me. Like, it's harder for me to, like, sift through all the stuff that, like, people like, putting it out and saying, did you hear it? I'm like, did you send it to me? Like, do I have it? Like, I would love to hear it if you haven't. If you have a physical copy, give it to me. I want to listen to it. I want to do all that stuff. And you know what? I feel like since I love hip hop like that, I feel like I want to do it from a fan's point of view. Like, how can I make sure that, like, that I'm accessible, that, like, everyone can hear, I have this thing that I want to give to people, and make sure that they're not, like, looking for something, or they're not, like, trying too hard. But, like, with Tech, like, when he did that, I feel like, you ever listen to, like, let's say Tech Nine, for example, he'll have an album, but after a while it kind of sounds the same. You feel what I'm saying? Like, after a while it's all fast rap. You know what I'm saying? Which is great. I love it. I love like a lot of different styles of rap, and that's one of them. I love chopper style. Mike East from around here. You know, Easy. You remember Mike? Mike's beast.
Yeah,
man.
I know Mike East. Well, yeah.
Yeah, Mike East is a beast, and like, and he
I think he's connected to the show.
Well live.
I think he's connected to the show too. That name sounds very familiar. I think through the Facebook.
Yeah, man. Oh man, live he does it really well, and he's very modest about it. He's just like, you know, no, you know, I'm not doing hip hop no more, blah blah. I said, yeah, well, you know, I have yet to see somebody do it live the way you can do it. You know, I haven't seen, you know, a lot of chopper style rappers that done it live, but he's done it so far for me the best way. But like I'm saying,
and what's incredible about him too is he dissects it. And he goes over and over and over. Like, what you see on stage is hours upon hours upon hours upon hours upon hours of practice. So, I mean, he is almost a perfectionist when it comes down to that. Like, I know people who've been in the studio with him that are like, oh, my God. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. You know what? That's why, like, when people, actually a guy, when I had physical copies, very, very short amount, a very small amount of physical copies. And, you know, I was telling him, I'm going to sell it, whatever, I'm going to sell it for this amount. He says, no, sell it for this amount. And I'm like, I don't know, you know. He's just like, look, he's like, that's like hours and hours and hours of work that you put into it. Those are the things that people don't see. You know what I'm saying? Like when I have a CD or anybody has a CD, it didn't just magically appear out of nowhere. It didn't poof. It wasn't because we just said, oh, okay, you know, I want to make a CD. Oh, snap, here's a CD out of nowhere. Like, it definitely took a lot. Like, you know, especially like this show, too. You guys didn't say, oh, let's have a show, and then magically there's a show. It took so much hard work, and there's a lot of hard work that people don't see that you guys do, that Easy does. You know, Easy's in the studio, you know, and stuff like that, laying it down, writing the music, who's doing the artwork, who's doing the duplication, where we're going to duplicate it, are we doing an EP, are we doing an album, what's happening, what's the plan, you know? It's a lot of work that goes behind it, so people, please, you know, support everybody that does this, dude. Like, you know, everyone needs to be supported because we work very hard, all of us, you know?
Right.
Absolutely.
John, we want to play a song that you sent us. I would love for you to throw to your song. And also I want you to make sure you tell all of our listeners how they can get in touch with you through all your social media, how they can buy your EP, which, again, I'm telling you guys right now, yo, my birthday is coming up this weekend, and this EP was such an incredible early birthday present. I can't say enough about how much I actually do appreciate and love and respect John.
You're the reason why he's not jumping off a cliff right now or hitting the milestone that he's about to hit. Because for the whole last 5-6 days, I've been seeing him on social media coming up with all types of wisdom about how he's got 3 days left, 2 days left, 5 days left. And if it wasn't for John Jeremy giving him a copy of the new album, Easy may have pulled the same move as the Bridge Bitch, because I could have seen Easy just, you know, ending it. But luckily, thanks to John Jeremy and this incredible song and the album, which, again, I will, you know, please give us information on the show so our listeners can check it out. But if it wasn't for that album saves lives, peoples. All right, I'll just tell you guys right now.
Saves lives.
Go get the album. This album has already saved a life. It's already saved Easy from taking a moonsault off the bridge with the Bridge Bitch. Thank you, John Jeremy.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much, man. JohnJeremy.com. You click it right there. I have literally the first page is all the social media. Everything's connected with the Instagram. Anything you want to look for, you name it, it's there. I mean, I don't even know how to name all these things that I have. I mean, you can check it on Spotify, on iTunes, on Apple Music, on Deezer. I don't even know what the hell Deezer is, but I'm on it. Amazon Music, you know, all these other things. And Instagram, Twitter, you know, John Jeremy. Like, you'll be able to find me. I'm, you know, not too many people have my name. So, Jon Jeremy.
Yes, Jon.
People have trouble spelling John Jeremy.
I was about to stress that next. Yes, it's Jon. JONJEREMY.com. That's John Jeremy. Leave the H out. It's JON.
Yes.
You must stress that.
So,
people.
Tell them what song you sent us, and send us off, brother.
Okay, no doubt. The song I have, the singer is also the producer of the track. His name is Corbett, very talented, and the song is called Long Way to Go. And basically, we've come a long way and that's great, but we have also a long way to go. So as long as we're breathing, we have a chance. We're in the game. Let's kick it. Let's go ahead and see what we can do. Keep moving from wherever you're at. Just let's go. Let's travel around. The world is big enough for all of us to just go out and check it out. So
absolutely.
You know? Yeah.
I like he's an intellectual artist. You can tell that. If you never even heard this guy's music, you would tell he's got some intellectualness in it, just the way he talks. So, John Jeremy, shout out to you, my guy. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
And remember, johnjeremy.com. You'll see all his social media sites there. This is the song Long Way to Go off the new EP just released on all the music sites that you can find, Spotify, everything else. Or just go to the website, johnjeremy.com. And his song is called Long Way to Go by John Jeremy. You're listening to the Two Darbarians and a Long Islander show. Thank you, John, for being on.
Nothing left to lose, nothing left to prove. When God opens the door up, they can't lock it. Whenever you feel like the world is too big, grab it and put that thing in your back pocket. And why not? Let's live a life where we skyrocket and see things that'll knock sight out our eye sockets. From Saskatchewan all the way to the Amazon, we can go to Panama, stomp around like I'm Genghis Khan. Mom, I'm here now. Dad, I'm here now. Wish you were here too, but I could hear you. We had wins, we had losses, and I seen them dripping down my face like cracked faucets. And we seen some skeletons walk out of that damn closet. You might not be where you wanna be, but you're not where you were, and that's awesome. I'm with you. We're with you. This is just the beginning. Head to the Indian Ocean just to go for a swimming. Badminton in Birmingham, ad-libbing in German lands, blasting this at Burning Man. Why think of returning? Damn, let's just see it all. That would just be massive fuego. But then where in the world, like Carmen Sandiego, would I go first? I guess it doesn't matter. Cause if they had a ship ready, I'd travel up to Saturn and transport with passports and have our backpacks jam-packed like Jan Sports. And we don't even know where we're going. Let's blast off, and you might not be where you wanna be, but you're not where you were, and that's awesome. I'm with you. Yeah. We're with you.
Hey, this is Chris Corruption, and you're listening to the Two Darbarians and the Long Island, only on Blog Talk Radio. Holla at me.
Hey guys, this is Care Bear Gary. You're listening to Two Darbarians and a Long Islander on Blog Talk Radio. And I just got myself a 3-pack of midgets. And I'm gonna fuck 2 male midgets and 1 female midget at the same time and have a really, really big Care Bear Gary orgy just for you guys. Only on Blog Talk Radio. Yip yip hooray! Hee hee!
Redneck, we already have another caller. Let's get them on. Hello, who's on the line?
What's going on?
Your mateys.
Aw, shit, we got a pirate.
Oh, no, we got a pirate.
This is the captain calling. Get a pint of ale, matey. It's a pirate's life for me. To the swashbucklers and a pint of ale that I drink while I make you walk the plank. Have you ever heard of pirates of the Caribbean? I'll make that Captain Luke Picard walk the plank. I'll steal his pigeon. You'll come to sea with the captain. Arr, you and me at buzz. But not that Nicky Scars. I don't like him. He can walk the plank, that Nicky Scars. I think he smells funny. I don't like his music either. It's a pirate's life for me, guys. It's time for me to go back up to sea. So I just wanted to thank you all for having me on.
Pirate's life it is.
The pirate's life for me. Have a good night, matey.
From Saskatchewan all the way to the Amazon, we can go to Panama, stomp around like I'm Genghis Khan. Mom, I'm here now. Dad, I'm here now. Wish you were here too, but I could hear you. We had wins, we had losses, and I seen them dripping down my face like cracked faucets. And we seen some skeletons walk out of that damn closet. You might not be where you wanna be, but you're not where you were, and that's awesome. I'm with you. We're with you. Giving up now, this is just the beginning. Head to the Indian Ocean just to go for a swimming. Badminton in Birmingham, ad-libbing in German lands, blasting this at Burning Man. Why think of returning? Damn, let's just see it all, that would just be massive fuego. But then where in the world, like Carmen Sandiego, would I go first? I guess it doesn't matter, cause if they had a ship ready, I'd travel up to Saturn and transport with passports and have our backpacks jam-packed like Jan Sports. And we don't even know where we're going, let's blast off. And you might not be where you wanna be, but you're not where you were, and that's awesome.